everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the amazing Yamaguchi Saitama from the series One Punch Man. Now this is an exciting figure. I've seen so many things on it already, just because mine was a little bit delayed, and I was really looking forward to this from just the promo images alone. Amazing Yamaguchi might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I do enjoy it quite a bit, and I feel like this figure is slightly divisive with that amazing Yamaguchi style, but as a figure itself, it is absolutely fantastic. Now, I will preface this by saying that I really like One Punch Man. I'm not a huge fan of all of the power scaling that people come up with outside of the franchise, saying like, oh, who can Saitama beat, or Goku would beat Saitama, all this. I'm not a big fan of all of that, because Saitama at his core is a joke character. His entire gimmick is that when he's serious, or even when he's not serious, every fight can be finished with one punch. That is his rule. That is just how he functions. If he's up against a world-ending threat, it's one punch. If he's up against a tiny mob, it is one punch. That is the joke. It is just a One Punch Man. He's a joke on a kid's cartoon character called Unpun Man. Like, it's just a fun little goofy thing. If he fought Goku in just like regular sort of crazy circumstances of the One Punch Man universe, his rules apply of just, it would be one punch. You can't like fathom how strong he is versus like anything else he's fought. It's just, it's its own little goofy thing. And I like him in his little like stupid bubble and his weird universe where everyone has crazy, outlandish, very specific powers. That is my thought on Saitama and One Punch Man in general. If you're saying I don't understand anything about all of this, I'm a massive Dragon Ball fan as well as a huge One Punch Man fan. I've got heaps and heaps of Dragon Ball figures. Dragon Ball is one of my biggest like core facets of my childhood. And you're also talking to the guy that has a Mona Lisa style poster of Saitama. I love the joke, I get the joke, I think it's really fun, and I think some people take it just a little bit too seriously sometimes. Now, that being said, let's get into the figure. So taken out of the box, Saitama comes with a really good assortment of accessories, which is pretty standard for the Amazing Yamaguchi line. Usually they're really good on accessories unless you're an Attack on Titan figure. So we've got the figure itself, we've got 6 additional faces, a bunch of different hands, a bunch of different punching effects, as well as impact effects. There is also a pre-order bonus face, which is his standard goofy face, which is the sort of neutral face that you see Saitama with most of the time. Now, there is a little bit of discourse about this face, because it's a core accessory and it's kind of strange that it's not there. That being said, the Amazing Yamaguchi style is very clearly going for a more serious Saitama, and the body proportions and style that they've gone for don't really suit the goofy face too much. It's still strange that the goofy face would be absent because it's so important, but theoretically it is going for a very specific look. But for the entire fact that it is included as a pre-order or store exclusive bonus is a little bit of a cop-out, and almost forces people to go and grab it, because if you didn't include it in any way at all, then you can just say, oh, it's a bit of a shame that it's not there, and it is purely serious Saitama as an action figure. But because it's a pre-order bonus, then you're like, oh, well, then it was designed in a certain way, and it feels like a sort of wasted opportunity, and generally just strangeness forcing people to make pre-orders when they don't really want to in the first place. Now, taken out of the box and put on display here is Saitama, and he looks pretty damn good. I feel like this is one of the Yamaguchi figures that actually doesn't look that great in a neutral pose, just because of all of the joint cuts, and he's normally in a single jumpsuit, so it makes all of those cuts super obvious, and generally his proportions and style, it's very hard to get him to stand in a very cool looking neutral pose. One of the other things that I really don't like is the cloth cape. Not that I don't like the idea of it being cloth, I don't like the upper part of the cape being 3 pieces of plastic. It's really awkward looking, it floats above the chest in a very strange way, and the movement on it is not great, so you can't really fix that aesthetic. It looks okay enough in action poses, but it does really get in the way, and I'm not a big fan of how it was executed. I feel like you could have done the whole plastic and cloth mix a little bit better, but it's what they've done here, and I'm just not a huge fan. We'll do one quick size comparison. So here he is next to the SH Figuarts Blue Vegeta, and he scales pretty okay with SH Figuarts because Vegeta is a little bit smaller than the average figure, as well as the Jada Toys Ryu. So the Jada Toys are a little bit chunkier than the Amazing Yamaguchi, but they are completely different, like, realms. Now, posability is where a Yamaguchi figure shines. So we've got a ball joint in the head and neck. It is a pretty loose joint on my figure. It allows for some kind of crazy movement, but also can break the sculpt really easily if you're not paying attention, but that's pretty normal with Yamaguchi figures. The upper cape can swivel just a little bit. There's a bendy wire in the cape, which works really, really well. The arm can move out that far, can swivel at the upper arm, bend at the elbow, as well as sort of like this wristish bend. The gloves are separate pieces, so they will float and swivel around, and the wrist is on a hinge and rotation. There's a really massive butterfly in the chest, which allows for some fantastic movement. Again, breaks the sculpt, but in action poses it's super necessary and you won't notice it too much. There's also a ball joint in the lower chest, which is fantastic. Allows for some great movement, feels nice and solid all around. A little bit of side to side, and it just looks good. The belt is a floating piece. You can kick forward and back that far. There's you can do the splits if you work the thigh swivel a little bit. And he's got a single bend at the knees, which works pretty well. He's got a swivel at the boot, as well as a pivot at the ankle and hinge at the toes. You can't really hinge the boot forward and back too much. It's sort of blocked by the boot, which sucks. And on my copy, he's got a really, really loose left knee, and it just pops off all the time. I have fixed it, thankfully. I just used a joint thickening agent, and that was perfectly fine. So he feels way better now, but the ankles are still a bit of a problem. You just need to balance it just right, or you use the included stand. Now for faces, we get a pretty good range, and these are all separate heads, just because it would be sort of awkward having a massive seam line in the head somewhere. So he's got a neutral serious face out of the box. He's got a serious face looking to the right and looking to the left. He's got the eyes blacked out, serious punching face, which looks fantastic. He's got a shouting looking to the left face, shouting looking to the right face, and shouting eyes whited out face. Then he's also got the pre-order bonus goofy face, which I think in the neutral poses does not look great. If he had, if he had like a shopping bag or a leak or something like that, maybe would have worked a little bit better for the aesthetic, but having him in any sort of neutral pose with the goofy face doesn't work too well. I think it would have been nice to have like a comedic shouting face, like when he forgot the sale was on that day while he was doing that punch to that monster. That would have been good. That absolute shock horror on his face was fantastic. You can sort of replicate it anyway, but I feel like a specific comedic face would have been really nice. But otherwise, you've got a pretty good range right there. Everything you sort of need for expressions to work really, really well without the need for swappable eyes or posable eyes, which Yamaguchi and Revoltech have done in the past. These are just separate faces. But with those faces, you can get Saitama into some absolutely fantastic poses, which work even better if you've got like Tamashii effect parts and stuff like that. The actual effect parts that Saitama comes with are absolutely incredible. The impact effect can just attach to the stand that it comes with and works really, really well. You can put it for like Saitama punching, you can put it for him bouncing off stuff, landing on things, punching through people. It's just a really, really versatile effect. He's also got one that wraps around his arm, which is really nice too, really lends itself to like actual motion. And I like that they're all sort of like clear, foggy white. I think that sells it on actual motion, which looks nice. He's got consecutive normal punches, which wrap around his wrist similarly to the Goku effect part set that they did a couple of years back now. And that's really nice, and I like how it looks. Really, really sells you on the effect. It would have been cool to have one for the left-hand side as well, but I understand why there's only one side. It is still a super versatile effect part though, so that's cool. And then he's also got a serious punch fist, which is really nicely sculpted and painted. Really nice effect there. And I feel like he's got just enough effect parts to really, really make the figure pop. I, again, think it would have been nice, or just like the icing on top, to have consecutive normal punches for the left-hand side as well, but it is what it is. It's more than enough already, and feels fantastic. It also feels like the accessories will be compatible with just about any other posable 1/12 scale action figure, so that is really, really nice as well. Having super versatile accessories like that is really important when you want to try and make diorama type stuff, and I think it is really nice that they have included those. I'm sure that the Genos coming soon will be equally fantastic, and this is an absolutely stunning figure. The upcoming Garo, Silver Fang, even Puri Puri Prisoner will all be fantastic figures as well. And Amazing Yamaguchi figures in general just have a quality that is hard to top, but also sometimes suffer from quality control, which does suck at times. Unfortunately, I was hit by that a little bit on this one, and your mileage with Yamaguchi figures really comes down to how much you can deal with the aesthetics and the learning curve of figuring out how they pose, because it is way different to a lot of other posable figures on the market. Still really like it, and now that I've fixed it, I enjoy it way more. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. As you can see, I'm hard at work making new videos for the channel. Now, while I'm happy with where the channel is right now, I could use your help. By liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel, it helps out the YouTube algorithm and recommends my channel to more people. So if you like any of my videos, please let me know, it really helps out. And if you liked this one, please let me know too. It means a lot to me, and I really, really appreciate all of you guys.